I had my own little revelation about some things earlier today, and then I just watched someone else on YouTube, and they kind of brought the same situation home about situations with men and women in just life situations. See, I ain't even gonna go through my whole personal situation, but generally speaking, sometimes it really do be like simple problems with people, but people got pride. It's pride on both sides. People done things on both sides. Probably not right on both sides. But the thing is, when other people get involved in the situation, other people's advice ain't really, it's not really necessarily good advice. Because, for one, most people only gonna tell they side of the situation. They ain't gonna tell everything they did or this, that, and other. It ain't even that big of a situation. Really, like what really happened. Like, ain't even really that deep. It ain't. It just done got blown way out of proportion with other people being involved in the situation that didn't really have to be involved in the situation to begin with. But when people stop communicating with each other, and then there's still like a dozen other people talking about the same two people that ain't talking to each other, that probably causes a lot more problems than if just the two people talked and figured out the situation themselves. That's just in my situation. And then I understand like the man is the head of the household. At some point, you question: is it even your household? Like it ain't even your household technically no more. Like when you done moved off and like yeah, you kind of just took me all out the mix of being a part of the household to begin with. So yeah, it's kind of like after some point, it's hard just interjecting yourself back into them kind of situations. I mean, it's good reason to interject yourself into the situation, but if the person act like they don't want you involved in the situation, that's weird. You just don't really know what they got going on. Kind of doubt is anything better. Like you can highly doubt. Like you just had that thought in mind. You doubt is better than what you had to offer the person, but they not trying to work with you none. Like sometimes like simple stuff like a phone call, a text message, could easily change the whole situation. But when a person refuses to communicate with you and you really not even trying to communicate nothing negative to them, sometimes it might come off ain't like anger, but that's just because they refuse to talk to you and rectify simple situations. And then, after a person don't talk to you for about 6, 8 months, you kind of just wonder like what they got going on. At some point, you just gotta stop wondering what they got going on and just focus on you. Then focusing on you really don't involve them at that point. And at that point, you do start looking for somebody else. Now, I met somebody. She's attractive. Yeah, it's several things right, but it's several things wrong. Like, mainly the things wrong is like they sound kind of like the person from before. Like, I don't know. See, the thing is, when you find new enlightenment in life, that don't necessarily mean everybody just got that upgrade, that download that you got at the same time. And you do have to take that into consideration. Well, that's what I would say on the second person. It probably does apply to the first person too, to some extent. But I would say that about the second person. Like, we are totally at different places in life, and I shouldn't have the expectations that that person would have the same, logic and reason that I would have. So, yeah, that might be fair. You know, sometimes you just don't want to repeat the same situation over and over. You're getting a little too old for repeating and going back to the same situation and expecting something different. Sometimes it's like, that's wishful thinking. Like, it, yeah, especially like the person like they see you, they drive by, they just don't stop to say nothing. Like they see you text, they just don't reply. You're just like, is it worth rectifying with that person? I don't know, cause like when one person is taking like steps and the other person is not, it's like I don't know. Maybe we just cut that off and go for it somewhere else. Now, it's two sides to every story, but yeah, like if one person trying to take a step forward to rectify things, like, and the other person is just refusing, there's only so much you can do with that. And you can wholeheartedly love that person, want the best for that person, and it's just like, is that really worth going through all the pain, heartache, drama, all the setbacks, like everything that happened over the last couple years, just revolving around this one person? Because, I mean, I can't blame them for everything that happened. A lot of stuff that happened probably wasn't even their fault, for real, for real. But it's just all surrounding one person. Thing about me, like, a lot of negative and bad things that happened to them were surrounded by me, kind of, sort of, like, or had something to do with, but not directly and not in a bad way. It's just sometimes you talking to the wrong people, and not don't everybody want to see you do good in life. Some people jealous of. Some people know what was already there for you, and probably got you to turn away from what was already there. And then also, sometimes you showing a person what you doing, what you accomplishing, is not at all to make them feel less than or anything kind of way about themselves. Just you wish they were there for it. Like, mm, at one point, like, there was a purpose, and the purpose was pretty much to provide for a family. Even when we wasn't really a family, like, we was a family. But without the purpose, some stuff just get a little weird. It's like, yeah, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but it's not for the reasoning that I wanted it to be. Like, mm, some people are selfish. I'm not selfish like that. Like, I probably am selfish in some kind of other way, but I'm not selfish as to, like, I wanted other people to be a part of my journey because it was to better them, not just to better me. Because I can make it, but I ain't gonna say whatever. I like to treat myself here and there, but yeah, I don't just need a lot on a daily basis.